Republican Governor hopeful Aaron Stewart suspended her campaign after a credit card swiping scandal that alleges she used city funds for her own personal use. I'm Glenn Kittle. We'll tell you all about it coming up on Fox 61.
Good Friday morning, TGIF. We're glad you're starting yours off with us here at Fox 61. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Bridget Piorlo. Great to have you here. Hope your morning is off to a good start. It is a mild start to the day, and I'm really looking forward to the weekend because we are warming up, and it's due. It's mid-May, Matt. Where has the sunshine and warm temperatures been?
Temperatures have been a little
struggling.
Lacking.
Yeah, you could say that again.
Non-existent.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of work we're going to make up for this weekend. Good to have you along on this Friday morning. The rain is wrapping up. A couple more very isolated showers out there today. Not a big deal at all. Still a lot of clouds, some sunshine today, but still cool temperatures. We should be in the low 70s. Barely getting out of the low 60s today. The weekend, however, big sunshine, big warm up, and it's going to last well past the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Cloud and radar picture. We've been focusing all for the last, since the show started on Clinton back over into Madison, up Route 81 to Killingworth, some steady rain. That's pretty much the only rain we're finding on the board right now. The rest of the state is dry, not so much up in the northern parts of New England. That's the low that's slowly exiting, and I mean slowly. And as it slowly leaves, it keeps a couple of scattered showers in there throughout the day. More often on, most of you see nothing, but it is definitely in the picture. We'll get some sunshine out there today, and that's hopefully going to warm us up better than what we've seen. Last couple of days, numbers have been terrible. 52 in Hartford, 51 New Haven, Bridgeport, 50 in Groton right now, upper 40s in the Litchfield Hills. On the way up to the lower, maybe we get enough sunshine, maybe the mid-60s, but again, still underperforming on the thermometer with a lot of clouds out there. Coming up, that weekend forecast that I think you're going to love if you're a big fan of summer. Hi, how are you? I think you're going to really love the 7-day. We'll talk about that coming up. Bridget's a big fan of summertime.
Oh, well. I've been waiting for it. Summer, where are you? All right, Matt. Let's talk about some accidents that we are monitoring. In Westport, there's a tractor-trailer crash in I-95. This happened at around 5:20 in the morning, so 40 minutes ago, give or take. And it has closed the road, northbound lanes between exits 18 and 19. The right and the center lanes are closed right now, so it's going to be very slow going. If you can avoid that area, definitely do so. Elsewhere eastward, Route 244, the Boston Turnpike, that's closed after a car hit a tree between Fire Tower Road and Ragged Hill Road. That's still ongoing. And one more for you. A car hit a pole in East Windsor along Route 191. That is Main Street. Closed right now between Church Street and Depot Street. So we're having a pretty active morning on your Friday. Popping out to outside in Hartford, the capital city. No issues here. The sun is rising and traffic is flowing nicely in both directions. No issues on your drive times. Both directions 91 and 84 are looking good. Waterbury, that's looking fine as well. And the drive times are reflecting just that. Naugatuck to Seymour, 11 minutes along Route 8 South.
6:03 right now. The Aaron Stewart spending scandal has led the Republican candidate to suspend her campaign after the city of New Britain released documents showing Stewart made hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal purchases during her time as mayor, and this was all on the city's dime. We're checking in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He's going to get us up to date. He's live in New Britain. Glenn, everyone is talking about this story, the purchases, and lawmakers are weighing in as well.
Good morning, Erica. Yeah, it's definitely the topic of discussion across Connecticut. The independent report investigation shows that Stewart spent money on vendors like Amazon, Costco, Instacart, as well as the Hartford Club. That bundle of purchases makes up about $100,000 of the spending. Meanwhile, also in the report, another $113,000 on top of that. Now, just days after these allegations came out, Governor hopeful Aaron Stewart suspended her campaign. She was the early favorite for the Republican nomination for governor. She says in part, quote, "Today I am announcing that I'm suspending my campaign for governor of Connecticut effective immediately." The continued allegations from New Britain City Hall have understandably taken over this race and diverted attention away from the critical mission of saving our state from high taxes, high costs, the most expensive energy in America, and low opportunity for young people. The 74-page report coming from Crombie Law Group details some of those alleged spending spending items includes a Peppa Pig themed party for her daughter that includes a life-size Peppa Pig character and party favors, decorations and party favors for her husband's 40th birthday, maternity clothing, and cosmetics. The report also states that Stewart spent more than $207,000 between June of 2016 and November 2025. It also says purchase records connected to her city P card filled the 3 large capacity 3-ring binders. The city's P card policy states that credit cards cannot be used for non-business or non-essential purchases and that employees can be held liable for unauthorized spending. Current New Britain Mayor Bobby Sanchez shared his thoughts on the matter, saying in part, quote, "The findings point to a larger, long-standing breakdown in accountability and oversight that allowed misconduct to persist for years. This is why we have taken immediate action, terminating the revenue collector, making this report public, and referring this matter to the state's attorney. Anyone who violated the public's trust will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law." That's not the only controversy connected to Stewart's time as mayor. Last month, Cheryl Blagoslavsky, the city's former tax collector, was placed on administrative leave before being fired this week. The report also alleges that Blagoslavsky improperly backdated tax payments for herself and other taxpayers, including at times at the direction of the previous mayor's office. The investigation by Crumbie Law Group states the revenue collector's office engaged in a, quote, long-standing practice of backdating tax payments, allowing certain taxpayers to avoid statutory interest, and that Blagoslavsky personally benefited from that practice. Stewart says that she's going to review these charges, and if she has to pay back the city of New Britain, she will. Meanwhile, current mayor Bobby Sanchez says that the city will be pursuing criminal charges. Live in New Britain, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
This story has evolved so quickly, Glenn. Thanks for helping us catch up. And the timing of all this is interesting. The Republican convention starts today, and more than 1,000 delegates will be over at Mohegan Sun to endorse candidates for Congress and other statewide offices. Then Saturday, all eyes will be on the endorsement for governor of Connecticut. With Stewart now out of the race, there are 2 remaining candidates vying for that nomination. You see them both on your screen here. State Senator Ryan Fazio and former New York Lieutenant Governor Betsy McCaughey.
Stewart's announcement, of course, generating a lot of conversation in her hometown. After years of knowing her as mayor, it looks like those same people will not get to know her as their next state leader.
It's unfortunate, but as long as she learns her lesson and learns that she shouldn't be doing these things and hopefully makes the right decisions next time.
Now, Stewart's former running mate, Representative Tim Ackert, says her decision is deeply disappointing. But despite that, he says he's still fully committed to the race for lieutenant governor. As we continue to follow this story for you, you can stay up to date on all the latest developments by streaming the Fox 61 app for free.
Happening right now, an Avon Daycare faces yet another lawsuit after one of its workers, who has since been fired, was accused of sexually assaulting a total of 5 young boys during nap time. We send it over to Fox 61 Stephen Reels. He is joining us live in studio with more on the legal development. And Stephen, so many parents who send their kids to daycare are disturbed by this story, and attorneys say even more victims could be out there.
Yeah, and I've spoken to an attorney about this actually, and he said that these are generally disturbing details. And so this is lawsuit now number 4 for Bright Path and Avon. And like we were saying, some of these details are just jarring. So if you find yourself uncomfortable by this, skip ahead maybe 30 seconds. But claims for the former teacher Jan Carlos Barrios Otero is that he sexually abused a 4-year-old in this latest lawsuit. And this went on for well over a year. In between August 2024 and April of this year, Barrios Otero was said to have done the following, including but not limited to inappropriately touching, fondling, and sexually molesting a child who is known as John Roe number 4. The lawsuit also claimed that the injuries and losses that now face the child were caused by the negligence and carelessness of the owner of Bright Path's location, Educational Play Care. Our team spoke with attorney Chris Houlihan, involved in this lawsuit, who called these details horrifying and gave us an idea of what now lays ahead for the family of the child involved in this.
Compensation that allows this child to receive the medical care and mental health care that will be required for him to be able to recover from this trauma and to hopefully lead a life that is as unaffected by this as possible.
Houlihan told us that this case has raised concerns when it does come to children's protections and daycares, and pointing to lawmakers for taking the next steps necessary to prevent something like this from happening again. Overall, though, the family in this lawsuit seeks $15,000 to help pay for the mental health services and other help that the child may need as a result. Guys?
All right, Stephen, thanks for the update. Now, the Bright Path investigation has piqued the interest of state legislators. They want to make sure all the right steps are taken to prevent anything like this from happening again. Connecticut is frequently cited among the top 10 states by child care and state law researchers when it comes to regulations on child care. State Republican caucus members say communication regarding this investigation has been limited.
We've been hearing that there might be potentially lapses on the part of the company, or maybe not a thoroughness looking into an employee's background.
State Democrats were not available for an interview yesterday. However, Republicans expect bipartisan support on this issue.
The Homebrew Waterbury man was allegedly held captive for decades is now in the process of being sold. Documents obtained by Fox 61 show a real estate purchase and sale agreement has been established between Kimberly Sullivan, who you see here, and a real estate firm. You may remember Sullivan's accused of holding her stepson captive for 20 years before the victim started a fire last February to the home. It doesn't appear that the $110,000 deal has closed just yet, but a hearing on the agreement is set for Tuesday morning. We'll be in the courtroom bringing you all the latest developments on that case.
6:11 now, and Farmington police say it got wind of a possible teen takeover event that's been promoted on social media, and as a result, they're taking extra precautions at West Farms Mall this Saturday, as well as the surrounding area. Officials say similar events have happened all across the country, and some of them had led to large unsupervised crowds, fights, or other disruptive behavior. Police are also encouraging parents. Talk with your teens about the risk and consequences of attending events like this. All right, stick with us. We have a lot more ahead here on Fox 61. Gen Z is spending big, and unlike expectations, most of their shopping is still happening inside physical stores, not online. Coming up, we'll have more.
And AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon are reportedly teaming up to expand wireless coverage in remote parts of the country. We'll break down the move straight ahead. Stay with us. You're watching the Fox 61 Morning News.